Hi there, Grimith here, with OpenXcom Post Commentary. If at any moment you are deterred by the video length, or get tired or have no interest in witnessing post-commentary action, yet you'd just like to witness the results of what transpired, check the video description. Grimith will have images for you that you can click on, and you can absorb what happened. But those are going to contain heavy spoilers to the effect of what happened during this mission that I will consider canonical. Also, Grimith will be doing a what-if base mission after this that I won't consider canonical, but damn it, we're going to have a base mission to cap this off anyway. It's going to be live. And I'm going to try and see if it's just as entertaining as what I'm about to cover right now. But this mission meant a lot to me, canonical. I want to do it. And I asked for your feedback, and you're like, post-commentary's fine. Some folks are like, it's the devil. A few of you were okay with, like, a little clip show. I thought about doing, like, screenshots with some, like, descriptive flair. Like I did with my very first series, Liberal Crime Squad. A few of you wanted me to, showcase, like, a new one live, and I figured, what the hell? I make all these backup saves for a reason. Let's have almost everything that we could ever want. Okay? Okay. I'm going to do this post-commentary complete with wonderful sound effects. Alright? Just so you know. We're basically going to be watching the playback as these videos exist on my hard drive. This first one was a setup video, but it's not that big of a deal. The real reason I wanted to show this off was me setting on fire $8.7 million worth of alien equipment. So we had ourselves a glorious bonfire, and I also assembled two soldiers, Cuban Pete and Ghastly Rhetoric, and I wanted to show off the naming of them. Here we go. So Liam Ryan ends up becoming Cuban Pete. I wanted to show off how that character looked. I love how I just gestured to the screen as if I had a webcam on. And Vhagar Iverson, or Vigar, and I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that name, is going to end up becoming Ghastly Rhetoric. And these two rooks are going to be coming along with us to the alien base. The rest of this, video of, me doing some prep work was effectively me just dragging my feet, because I really didn't want to tackle the alien base. I was very hesitant about it. I had my concerns. I was thinking, maybe I'll just wait until, a possible Snake Man Terror mission, because maybe I'd rather do chrysalids instead. And then I said, no, you're still going to have to do the fucking alien base anyway, Grimith, because that's how you wanted to cap off the series, so you just have to do an alien base with Snake Men and chrysalids, and then do an alien base. Really, it's the fact that cyberdiscs and psionic users are going to be inside this alien base that made me so hesitant to do it. But finally, I stopped dragging my feet. Let's just dive straight into that action. So I brought stun rods on everyone, and I put flares on everyone. The flares idea was just hey, maybe this will work idea on my part, because I know how dark it gets in these alien bases. I forgot to take the low ceiling into consideration, though. So, it's a spoiler. Just wanted to let you know, though, they don't work out that well. But we have this team of just somewhat crack troops. A few of them have been with us since the beginning, and two, of course, have just joined us. ZYX70 boy there. Haka Potato. Big things coming from Haka Potato this session. Don't you worry. Ferret the Fiend. Two teams of 7 each. Everyone's prepared, laser rifles in hand, stun rods and backpacks. We are here to shut down this alien base and grab a sectoid commander. First turn, just spent gathering up everyone and allowing the aliens to burn their time units by moving. Alien Base is a stressful mission for me. I have some familiarity and experience and comfort with the game, but not overly much. And particularly given my playstyle of this, and we spotted our first sectoid there, Will, you would be so kind, threads the needle through the window, but that's exactly how that sounded. Takes the shot, first kill. Yeah, we got this, folks. But just due to my playstyle with this, with no armor, just basic equipment, no medikits either, and how I'm rambling a bit, but this was a really stressful mission for me, and I was really concerned about sectoids coming across my flank there, and ambushing me along the backside. Theorizing about where, the command, center is going to be, which will contain the immensely valuable sectoid commander, unless it goes off wandering somewhere else. I don't think it has to be up there at the start. It could be somewhere else. But certainly it, along with the leaders, and I think a navigator and engineer will be in a base as well, are more than capable of wandering and being anywhere. Part of the way to determine that stuff is to look at the equipment they're holding, but no fucking guarantee. All right, so we've got ourselves an initial foothold, which I thought to be valuable. We're not having cyber discs breathing down our neck from the immediate start. All we had to deal with is that one sectoid. We can move some soldiers down, some of the less valuable ones, and try and establish better ground to bring out the bigger guns. Of course, I have concerns about a cyberdisk wheeling around one of these corners and lighting into me. Ferret grabs our second kill. We're up 2-0 on the sectoids. But yeah, I'm during this entire time, I'm nervous and jittery about this is it. This is effectively the weight of the role play. Well, what role play we were doing, But the entire mission, the human purity run, this is it. This is our Cydonia, effectively. Haka Potato walks out into the middle, lays down a smoke grenade. Can't possibly get to cover. I'm actually rocking a little bit in nervousness as I'm thinking about how I felt 2 weeks ago whenever I was going through this mission, and just how intense the moment was for me. I'm here, let me light this up a bit better. WPK goes back into the corner there to make sure that no sectoids come out of the elevator to try and flank us, with the idea being to put a prox near the elevator, so that if any sectoids come down from that, I don't even know how to describe where that elevator leads to, but there could be a patrol up there, and I don't want to have any of that going into our backs. And that plays out our turn too. I thought about speeding this up as well. Mind control fires off. No successes. Well, no, as in no huge shit happens. Of course, saw the cyber disc. I promptly then forget which intersection specifically I saw at, because that's old man Grimith for you. And I'm well, checking across soldiers to see how their morale's doing, because I saw the psionic attacks fire off. Everything looks great. Begin to creep out there with Troll, But yeah, I'm on edge with this. My sensors are fired up, and I've got the weight of failure hanging over me. Will the human purity run just collapse along with the rest of humanity to the alien threat? This cannot be. Just like that throw can't be. It's at that moment where I'm really realizing the consequences of this damn low ceiling. It's been a while since Grimith has been at an alien base, folks. As noted, while I have some familiarity and experience with this game, a bit of it's out of date. Grimith has not played XCOM UFO defense for some time. And I'm like measuring out where exactly I want to throw the prox grenade. WPK is probably going to end up staying there in the back anyway, but I just want to guard that elevator. I don't want to go up there. I just want to make sure our flank's protected, and so I can feel more secure about moving forward to deal with, say, cyber discs. Wheel takes a look. Alright. Everything's good for now. It's also at this moment where I start talking to myself about the idea of, a grab and go, which is not something I had considered before I initially started going on this map. Frustrated over Haka Potato's inability at 43 strength to, sling this high explosive in any other way, other than disappointment. Initially, I had not come in here with the idea in mind of just, grabbing the commander and leaving. But as I started to get more nervous and more tense, I'm like, no, maybe I can do that. Jarek moves up there along with Will, as if we have any hope if a cyber disc goes driving around one of the fucking corners, though. We're screwed. There is no doubt about it. We are completely screwed. With Cyberdisc reaction fire, with the amount of time units they've got, and with the fact that they explode when they're down, And Cuban Pete, one of the two rookies that we're bringing along, man, what a baptism by fire, right? To come here to this crucial moment in not just XCOM, but all of humanity, where so much weight is on your shoulders. If this fails, so too will humanity. And you are one of the two rookies chosen for this. Sectoid makes an appearance. More mind control gets fired. Parting shot there, reaction fire. Gets that done. Ferret the Fiend, scoring that kill and avoiding death. And avoiding those psionic attacks, still at perfect morale. Very good. Another concern I had coming of this map is I wasn't sure who, the target for psionic attacks would be. I didn't know who a black hole would be. WPK goes in, positioning, sort of measuring out where exactly I want to throw the prox grenade, for a sectoid coming down. And I'm like, okay, let's just have it throw there. I guess that's good enough. And alright, I need to pull him back. Oh, hi. Surprise! I didn't have WBK check that side. That was a misplay on my part. And I'm like, oh. Well, it was good fortune that WBK wasn't shot, right? And it's possible that sectoid doesn't have enough time units to take reaction fire. But it's also possible WBK just got lucky. It happens. Luck is a thing that occurs. And I'm like, okay. ZYX78 boy, here's what I'm going to need you to do. Take this, throw that down there. Okay? Good. He has one time unit left. And now the legend, the incredibly quick and strong Carlito, with 79 time units and so much strength, is going to carry this entire team and all these high explosives on his fucking shoulders. And he's going to bail out WBK. Have some fun with that, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I'll take care of him. He's screwed. He will no longer be a threat to WBK, though I don't really feel comfortable moving WBK anymore this turn. And I can't exactly retreat him back that well because of the prox grenade I have put in there. And I'm like, do I move him along one of the walls there? I guess I'll just leave him. Damn. Analyzing the hallways here. Debating on which move I should make next. I'm like, okay, let's take one of the rooks up. Ghastly Rhetoric. Let's see if I can sling some better. No, the low ceiling is preventing me from getting a good throw with these. So let's just be disappointed. Starting to regret my decision to equip folks with flares here. There are wider open rooms in alien bases, but they're just not this. A tragedy, to be sure. So we have ZYX and 8-Boy, who's still up there after having thrown the high explosive down. Inferno and Bobo, two high-ranking individuals, still up there, have not yet been deployed. Either of their deaths would cause a morale hit, to be sure. But the beachhead, as it is secure to some extent. Edge Jarek up along here along the corner, like, I know those cyber discs are prowling around somewhere. That's a door. It leads to wonder and adventure, I'm sure. No one else, though. I guess. Jarek, by the way, up to 51 strength at this point. You know, whenever you do have soldiers who have survived the entire length of this series, and have... Jarek hasn't even gone on that many missions because I've taken a break. Also, hi. That's bad. Will out here exposed. Jarek was too, but Jarek managed to move away, and I'm like, shit. Maybe the cyber disc doesn't have time units. Should I try moving, Will? No, let's try shooting. We have to get rid of these cyber discs sometime. Cyber disc was like, lol, and Will's dead. And I'm like, fuck. How do I resolve this? Like, so Jared got lucky to move out of there. Haka Potato, I run out of cover here, where he could be picked off too. And I'm like, fuck. At this moment, I'm like, damn, Will's here. A cyber disc has this position. And of course, like, laser rifle fire really isn't going to work out. I'm going to chain throw explosives. Nearly get picked off. And I don't mean like the high explosive be interceptive picked off. I mean Haka Potato nearly getting lit up picked off. The cyber disc has a commanding position there. He's also next to where like the command module area is too. So that's an area to make progress towards if I want to get the damn commander. I move Ferret out here to check that angle. See whether there's any sectoids down to support the one that Carlito's going to blow up. And I'm like, fuck, Larry, just get rid of that. You know, that cyber disc is there in position. But we got the high explosive in not the worst spot. Inferno's going to have to come up here to support. Will's dead. Jarek, I'm like, oh, you're kind of exposed now. There's no one really here to support you. That sucks. I've been in better situations. Like, whoops. Cuban Pete? Boy, I hope another cyber disc doesn't go rolling around one of them corners. I guess that's the end of my turn. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we got him. Wait, what the fuck? WBK has been killed. And Cuban Pete gets shot in the back, but doesn't take a fatal wound. Because there was a sectoid tucked away in that fucking corner. Cuban Pete gets revenge. What a great shot that was. Threads 2 shots through both of those windows. This death of WBK's still annoys me. It was just... I had difficulty fathoming that there was another sectoid tucked away in that corner. You know, all those sectoids concentrated in that area bothered me. It still bothers me a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are the odds of that dude being there? This is bullshit. Like, man, WBK didn't have to die for that. And Cuban Pete could have been killed, too. That was a very fortunate low-damage roll on Cuban Pete back there. And the fact that he was able to thread the needle and take down that sectoid as well. You know, that was just a bad death. I feel like that death aggravates. Also, hi. And I'm like, oh man, I threw the procs there when I shouldn't have thrown it there. And there's a cyber disc there too. So I'm a little on edge after, like, not Will's death, but WBK's death. This now is what's like, fuck. I don't throw that procs grenade well. There's another cyber disc, and I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. Alright, Larian. That stupid window that sectoids love to, or any alien really loves to take pot shots through when you're trying to go after the command center. Like, that sucks. Larian doesn't have an angle for the shot. I'm like, fuck it. Haka Potato there, witnessing the devastation and carnage caused by the first explosion. I know there's the other cyber disk in the neighborhood. I'm like, how can I get an angle on that one? You know, that way I can control access to the command doors, so I can control access to the sectoid, you know, leaders and the commander. That'd be really nice. Like, okay. Maybe, you know, after WBK's death, I'm thinking, stay away from that section. Maybe we just make a direct assault on the command center. It's there. We grab the commander, and we go. Maybe I don't try and kill this entire alien base, you know? My morale is already slipping more so than any of my soldiers' morale is. Grimith is shaken. Like, okay. There better not be another fucking soldier back here. I'm annoyed by that. WBK's death, and Cuban Pete nearly dying for that too. If one of the bigger mistakes I made in this entire series was not understanding that so many of my soldiers would survive after being shot. That's why I didn't go after researching medikits. I expected so many of them to be one-hit killed, and there is a number of soldiers who were just fatally wounded, who could have been saved otherwise. Maybe. I mean, they may still have died later on in the mission anyway, but who could have been saved if they had received medical treatment during the mission? That would be one of my more prominent mistakes throughout the series, and that would just be a lack of game familiarity. Or perhaps, you know, luck. You know, we got lucky in those low damage rolls that didn't kill but fatally wounded. ZOAG 78 boy just threw down that high explosive. I'm like, we got plenty of grenades sitting here. I guess you have some room to replace that. Bring him down on the board too. Still keeping an eye on that cyber disk. Worried about the cyber disk just rolling through and just, yeah, fucking high explosive's not gonna do anything. And use basically like chess pieces to control the board. I'm like, just need to move myself into good enough positions that I can sling high explosives in there, because a prox is not gonna fucking derail a cyber disk. I'm like, we're just gonna do it like this. Ferret the Fiend does his damnedest to hold that corner, but goes down. They go down, and I'm like, shit! I was gonna mine that corner, but I had moved Ferret there just for that turn, and gone. I'm like, fuck! Alright, now my flank is definitely not well protected, and oh my god! Oh my god! What have I done, Haka Potato? What have I done? Now if I'm a train card, I'm half off the rails. Like, this is the moment that really derails me, because I have moved one of my soldiers in front of two of these cyber disks, and I'm like, how do I extract myself from this situation? I can't rush the command center. There's two fucking cyber disks there. Haka Potato, I'm like, do they have their time unit still? Do I try and run him back? Do I try and destroy them? How do I fix this? What is the best way for me to not have my soldier killed and still, like, do something about these cyber disks? Because this is bad. Oh, jeez. Just seeing that again. I'm like, okay. Inferno, by the way, suffering a bit morale-wise due to being poked at by psychic attacks last round. But of course, everyone's hurting a little bit, what with the deaths of Will and WBK and now Ferret. But I decide that I'm going to try and be active about this. And we're going to chain throw some explosives to Haka Potato. And we're going to give him the chance to clear this shit out. These damn cyber discs, I'm like, okay, there we go. Can you make it back into cover? Yes. Makes it back into cover. Obviously, did not have the best angle to throw to hit both cyber discs with that. But alright, we can clear out the hell. And I mean, if that other cyber disc comes rolling down and murders Haka Potato, so be it. But damn it. Like, damn it. Carlito, I'm like, fuck. Well, that means there's at least one soldier back there, or whatever. Let me through to protect that angle. Wait, right, low ceiling. Son of a bitch. And I know that sectoid is around near the window. I'm like, ugh. Let's protect that. Of course, a sectoid could pass by that on the other side of the wall, and that would set it off. But that was the best angle I had for that, and I wanted to try and protect that avenue. You know, I've already lost 3 soldiers, but, you know, I'm still unnerved, particularly after what Haka Potato just walked into. Like, okay. I mean, this is not the best. Have all these damn flares. I should protect this angle, too. That was a better throw. It's a better throw by Grimith. Not the best positioning. But I'm like, okay, we can line folks up. You know, maybe there won't be a blaster bomb come down. Maybe we can solve this. One of the concerns that you'll have whenever you go to an alien base to try and capture a commander is not just in assaulting the command module, where they can have all manners of equipment that could eviscerate your troops coming in for the stun, but also that if, say, they have blaster bomb launchers, the command team could end up killing themselves. Like, a failed, like, guidance by the AI could take them out. I've seen it happen before, and the commander dies, and it's like, well, fuck. So not only do you have to deal with all of the risk of trying to do this assault, but there's the real possibility that the commander that you're after, if you're after, you know, a commander, or God forbid a leader if you really want one of those, and you're doing this for a leader, although there are a number of them on the map, so there's that, but still, like, yeah, just not the best place. Okay, so that happens, we take care of that, shot gets fired, no one dies, Inferno comes under alien control. And I'm like, oh. Well, Inferno just moved, sort of, so that's cool. Inferno is right next to, has sight lines on several of my soldiers. I'm like, we'll get back to that. Horst, why don't you take care of this angle that Ferret couldn't handle? And that's worth a pause. Horst throws it around the corner to a space that would not be legally okay for him to throw to. Horst fucking ricochets the throw off the wall and has a bounce back to make it land there. It's amazing. It's incredible. It pisses me off. 2 weeks after the fact, though, it's beautiful. What a shot that was. Tremendous. It's not where I wanted that prox grenade to be to control that section, though. I'm like, okay, well, no, there's cyber discs. I know the Inferno's under alien control. What do I do about that? There's a sectoid with his damn heavy plasma gun. Alright. I was like, I'm gonna start looking at sectoid bodies, I guess. I don't want to handle this. Larian, I guess you can try to take this angle and get some better sight. Oh. Someone shot through the window. Now Larian's fatally wounded. Doesn't see anyone new, though, except for Inferno. who kills Larian. So I had hoped that Inferno would not have had enough time units to take reaction fire. Now, in retrospect, I could have tried to move behind him with Bobo, equip a stun rod, and stun Inferno to the ground. In retrospect, I think that would have been a smarter play to move someone there to an attempt to stun him, particularly if I didn't think he had reaction fire. Larian was bleeding out anyway, from a shot through the fucking command module window, that damn window that I hate. But Inferno there is in a rough position, and now I don't know how many time units he's got left for reaction fire. I'm pissed, and I have Bobo take down Inferno for gunning down Larian. Fucking mind control, man. Those psionics. Yeah, we all had stun rods. I could have slapped one of them who was right next to Inferno with a stun rod and had the approach. That's not something I actually thought of until this video. Until just this moment. I'm like, okay. That sucked. Trying to control this door here. I know there's at least one other cyber disc out there. You know, we've taken down 2. I think they're going to be up to 4 on these missions. I don't remember off the top of my head. Hi, by the way, Cyberdisc. How's it going? The rookie Ghastly Rhetoric spots you. Cuban Pete is shaken. Bobo just shot Inferno. You know, mind-controlled as he was after seeing him gun down Larian. So, that's rough. We've lost a significant chunk of the team. And we're not that far into this mission. But I send Ghastly Rhetoric out here with a dream. Of doing good. And that damn sectoid who's got a sightline down that hallway takes a shot at Rhetoric and hits the Cyberdisc. I'm upset. Inferno's dead. I gunned him down using Bobo. Larian got killed. I sort of like Larian some days. And I'm like, well, that didn't go anyway I expected. I fucking hate that window. I'm still annoyed over WPK's dev. A damn alien base, like windows in this alien base, are made expressly, I swear, just to murder you. And I'm like, okay, well, that's tragic. Hopefully we all stick together. There I am, like, still being pissed about that corner. Ferret stuff, like all the other devs, like, more understandable. But WPK's not getting over it. Shots continuing to come down that hallway. Bobo is now under alien control. At this moment, I twist Jarek around like, Bobo? Where did Bobo go? Bobo's gone. At this moment, I'm making jokes about my Romance of the Three Kingdoms 6 series, where Vulture Bobo confronted the Dream Changer, the Dream Shaper, the Dream Master Huang Zhang, who changed his dream, and Vulture Bobo could no longer be with me. Oh, by the way, Haka Potato, congratulations on walking into that hallway again and spotting more murder. A sectoid, perhaps the sectoid who shot and killed Larian, out of that window, who didn't set off that prox mine there. I suppose that hallway, whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is that another sectoid is out of the door, and I'm like, fuck, and there's a Cyberdisc too. I'm thinking about whether to take him, captive or try to knock him unconscious, but the fucking Cyberdisc has watch. I move Haka Potato back in that hallway to grab that errant throw, potentially provoking all manners of reaction fire. And I'm like, fuck. Somehow, doesn't die. Run back. Still marveling over that throw that Horse did. So yeah. What a situation. Potato keeps wheeling around that corner, and shit just keeps piling in there, so that I can't rush after the commander. Who this could be, by the way, if he came out of that door. I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, well, I mean, what choice do I have? Letting, like, whoever comes out of that door live with the cyber disc there? Like, I just have to take the odds that that's fucking a navigator, or an engineer, or a leader, you know. Oh, by the way, Bobo's dead. Bobo got mind-controlled out into the open where I put that prox mine, which just went off there. So that answered that. Oh, did it really answer much of anything? Regardless, it went off. And Bobo didn't gun down any of his teammates, but clutching his head and trying to prevent his dream from being changed, ran out there into the, oh my god. There's 2 cyber discs again in this hallway. There's 2 fucking cyber discs again in this hallway. Haka Potato once again walks out into Death Corridor, Murder Alley, and is not gunned down. My morale is crushed. 2 sergeants, Inferno and Bobo, are dead. Bobo killed Inferno after Inferno killed Larian. And then Bobo, like, suicides himself. And I'm like, I have to take this door. Boys and Caddy Bates. You have to give me this door. Fucking cyber discs. I'm very hopeful with a throw that can somehow get next to that other cyber disc. What a dream. Ultimately, get possession there. I'm distraught. Good people died on this mission. And we're still not even done with it. I'm starting to run out of people to watch my angles for me. Everyone's crowded up in preparation for terrible things, like a cyber disc driving in the middle of that, of all things. I'm like, okay, Troll. Take care of that, at least, should someone come walking around there. Thank you. I mean, that doesn't watch every possible angle, but damn it, we're trying. We are trying. With our dwindling numbers and resources, particularly the high explosives. Of course, you know, there's some across, like, all of the units, particularly those who are downed earlier. But we are lobbing them around the corner using Haka Potato to try and destroy these damn things, who miraculously, either due to a lack of time units or just not triggering on their reactions, haven't gunned down Haka Potato yet. I'm like, yeah, These angles, I mean, I think my various backsides and flanks are covered. Could I really position and move dudes around, though? I guess I'll stick with this. Yeah. There goes another cyber disc. Hi. Bye. Another sectoid comes walking out of that door. Maybe that's the one who killed Larian. And who triggered that prox mine that Larian threw there, but obviously it was through the wall and didn't. And I'm like, no, you son of a bitch. I saw what weapon he was wielding. There is no chance in hell. You go down. Cuban Pete cannot move over the body this turn, though. Is now stuck and isolated out there. Where, you know, could be gunned down by, say, something like a cyber disc. Or by a sectoid coming out from that door. Speaking of which, there's a cyber disc. And I'm like, who has got high explosives? Well, Carlito does, but Carlito also has a prox grenade active. Well, that sucks. Horst? ZYX? No. Had you throw yours down earlier. Troll. Troll's got their high explosive. Okay. There's the cyber disc there. Gotta make sure I resolve that cyber disc. Here's what we're gonna have happen. Troll. You have 14. Well, you need 14 to make the throw. Throw it there. Great throw. Ghastly Rhetoric. Pick up the very high explosive. I know there's a sectoid watching that hallway who was shot down before. But Rook, you deal with that cyber disc, damn it. Ghastly Rhetoric doesn't take any reaction fire. I'm like, okay. Haka Potato. Any more murder down that hallway? No, there's not. No more murder down the hallway. No more murder down the hallway. Amazing. Okay. I don't want anyone coming from that other side. That would be great. So if you could just throw this grenade to prevent anyone coming from that other side, next turn, because you don't have enough time units. But I'm going to have you throw that prox grenade so that no one else can come while we deal with the command center, okay? Hell, we might even already have the commander in that corner, you know? Would be great. Carlito, is there anywhere that I could have you throw this prox grenade? Maybe? You have a shit ton of time units. And I would like to have your hands free to do all sorts of crazy cool throwing and shit. Well, just in case a fucking sectoid comes around there, you know. Maybe comes in from that fucking corner where WBK died, you know. Just in case. That way, Carlito can have his hands free. Well, a hand free for something else. That cyber disc goes down. Jarek is targeted by mental powers, but Jarek too mentally strong. And that was a leader with something I very much did not want to have used on me. It's a good thing we took care of that. And I'm like, that could have gone bad. Yup, could have gone bad. I mean, the fact that it's not the leader and not a commander is sad, and I'm like, do I fucking pick this up? Yeah, sure, I'll move it, I guess. Just in case this bastard wakes up. I'll move it one space. You know? Wouldn't want to leave it right in the same tile. I don't think they pick up weapons by... I don't recall whether it's like an OpenXcom thing. Okay, Haka Potato. Oh my god, Haka Potato. No. No, Haka Potato. No. No. You did not just make that throw, Haka Potato. I didn't tell you to launch that down the entire hallway, Haka Potato, and you put the prox grenade between me and the door. Between the entire team and the door. That is the absolute antithesis of what I wanted to have happen. Now I have to blow this up in order to go through the door or go around Haka Potato. You've had so many amazing moments where you've barely survived this, and now you've completely sabotaged. What if another sectoid comes through that fucking door? What if it's the commander, Haka Potato? Are you fucking kidding me right now? What an awful throw. There's no cyber disc in the way. That's far worse than what Horst did. At least Horst did a trick shot. You just spluttered out, and I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, I'm gonna have to use a grenade to blow that up. I mean, I have broad normal grenades, but that sucks. This is the expenditure of time. You know, who knows what's gonna come wheeling around the corner or through that door. At this point, like, all of the heroics that Haka Potato have done are just washed away, and I'm annoyed. I'm like, fuck. Okay. We can fix this. Cuban Pete, do what you can to get back around the corner, I guess. Troll, get your stun rod out. Horst, you too. Carlito, nah. ZOX78 boy, we're gonna have to go in there and fucking take that shit out as soon as we clear the prox grenade away, though. Actually, Jarek, in retrospect, give us a little bit of smoke cover, like, there, I guess. And that was the end of this episode of, like, the first part of the base assault. Like, one sectoid comes out of that door, and another comes wheeling around the corner, doesn't trigger the prox grenade, and I am so tense and on edge that I have to walk away from the machine. I get alcohol. I walk around my house for over a half hour. You know, I stand in front of my air conditioner. I contemplate life. I calm down. My hands are shaking at this moment. Like, this was so tense for me. I'm like, how the hell do I fix this situation? Particularly after the throw that happened. You know, several members of the team are down. Sectoids have come out of that command room. You know, and another sectoid wheeled around there. I've taken down one leader. Where's the commander at? You know, I have to start taking sectoids down around here. The cyber discs are gone. This has got to be it. Particularly that one who just left that doorway there. That could have been the commander. I didn't get a good look. But just by good fortune, that prox grenade ended up not being where that sectoid walked. So, sectoid didn't blow up. Another thought I had, well, during the half-hour break I took was, I started thinking about the sectoid that I blew up that was right outside those doors that Haka Potato had to deal with because of the fucking cyber discs in the way. I'm like, could that have been the commander? Possibly. I'm like, so I'm starting to count, like, sectoid deaths. You know, I looked up during the break. I was like, how many, like, you know, dudes I could see, in a situation like this. Like, what, like, the spawn rates would be for, like, genius difficulty for a base. You know, I'm reflecting on, like, the door and assaulting the command module and the sectoid that Haka Potato blew up with the high explosive. And how I can't use that fucking angle. I'm gesticulating, like, in frustration at the monitor. Because of how annoyed I am at how that prox grenade has horribly funneled me in a way that I do not like. Like, me dealing with that, you know, like, say with, like, a grenade, takes me a full turn, like, effectively. So I can't just easily beeline there unless I'm willing to sacrifice someone. Because that prox grenade has locked down that corner for me. Which sucks. I know there's a sectoid down that hallway who's taking shots still, though they may have moved on. That could have been the one that just moved forward, for example, into our view. It's like, fuck. How do I fix this? How do I get everyone? How do I get the commander, right? You know, we've dealt with the cyber disc terrorists, but I'm still facing the very real possibility of failing this mission. Although I have taken down a significant number there. And this long pause is just me, like, reflecting about how I really wanted the alcohol to calm me down. I seldom drink. Like, that was a big deal for me. Walking away from my computer to grab alcohol to calm down. I don't do it. I saw what it did to my father and family friends whenever I was a kid. I didn't like being around drinkers. Unless it's, like, fruity drinks, you know, like daiquiris. And even then, I'm not that much into it. Certainly not, like, liquor. But I needed the break. And, like, I'm like, I become determined and resolved and frustrated. My moves become, like, more thought out as I'm, like, considering the situation because I needed the break or else I felt I was going to even make more, like, stupid mistakes. And, like, we're here for a commander. Like, and to shut down this base, but the commander is needed for the Martian solution so that we can find Cydonia. Like, that's That's the linchpin. And this alien base is our way to get a commander. I also reflect around on this time Carlito charging in like a fiend. But I've also reflected around this time at how I really have not been targeted by psionic attacks. Particularly not in the past few turns. Inferno got hit, and Bobo got hit, but there's not a whole lot of happening, leading me to think that those capable of psionic attacks are dead or have used their time units to do something else, like move out. Back to the action. Carlito charges forward, spots the other sectoid I presume moved out of that doorway. Carlito, man with the most time units, drops the high explosive, grabs the stun rod, stuns that sectoid. Move him close to the wall. Jarek Virmal. Yeah? Move over that sectoid. That's a leader. Had a heavy plasma. Shit. I'm like, okay, though. Heavy plasma shots were coming down that hallway. Hallway might be clear. That could be the commander, though. And we can't use that angle. Haka Potato denied us that angle. I refuse to accept responsibility. I'm like, Cuban Pete doesn't have a normal grenade. I'm like, shit. Haka Potato doesn't have a normal grenade. Shit. Ghastly Reddick has a normal grenade to deal with that. That's good. I'm like, how do I want to handle this? Okay. You prime that grenade. Cuban Pete. You still have to kind of watch that angle. Don't know who else might come wheeling around. No, the stun rod's there, damn it. Okay, you prime that. I'm running out of time units. And we'll take care of that angle because I don't want to get shot through the window if I come wheeling around that section, you know? Because I hate those fucking windows. Haka Potato. Shake my head at you some more. I'm not going to chain throw Haka Potato from Ghastly Rhetoric. Instead, I'm going to have Haka Potato join the rest of the crew. The rest of the crew. That could be the commander. Need that commander. Everyone must go. Troll. You go. We've dealt with the cyber discs. This is our time. ZYX78 boy, we have to take this. Couldn't possibly fucking kill every single one of us, right? 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 Actually, are you coming along too, Haka Potato? I don't remember where I ended up positioning you. I'm not exactly sure where I'm reflecting on right now. Like, I guess I'm thinking about all the different angles I could be fucked. Like the various avenues I shut down. Reflecting on the various character deaths. How WBK still annoys me. Oh, shit. The most fun of times, to be sure. This alien base. That got me to drink. So I could focus on it. The times are exceedingly rare where I've drank alcohol to calm down. It's not something I do. I'm like, okay. And we don't get attacked. The sectoid is running away, though, across that open corridor. And I'm not entirely sure whether that sectoid's been dealt with. Or if another sectoid has, like, moved across. So ZYX78 boy, you're gonna do this for us. It's gotta be you. With the grace of the Emperor. Shit. Okay? Too far away for me to throw an explosive at. Maybe that dude doesn't have time units. Because I can't approach from this angle, and I don't know what that sectoid is going to do, and it could be the commander. I have to pursue. Thinking about maybe shooting that sectoid, but no. COX-78 takes a shot. Still fine. But cannot survive 2 heavy plasma shots. COX-78 boy went with the grace and glory of the Emperor, clearing the way for others to find a fucking leader. 3 sectoid leaders we've got. No commander. And I'm like, fuck. At that moment, I'm actually looking up again on the UFOpedia online, the wiki, to see exactly how many sectoids there are, or genius difficulty, in this base, and like their types, which confirmed, I read all, there's like a navigator and an engineer, like there's 3 leaders. I think there could be possibly 4. I can't remember right now. It was 2 weeks ago. Definitely 3. I think it was 3. And I'm like, well, shit. And that other sectoid who came out of that door would have been a leader. I'm pretty sure it's solidly like max of 3, like specifically 3. Like, so I'm like, that one could have been a commander. Like, by now the command module's been fucking emptied out, though. Like, I haven't exactly been paying attention to the other ones. Well, I've been killing the other ones, but, navigator, engineer, don't exactly have to be in there. The other sectoid we saw come out of that door, though, could have been the commander that Haka Potato killed with a high explosive. I'm like, fuck. We've come this far. I've put, time and intensity into this map. And we may have killed the commander, in part, because what choice, I'm reflecting, back on that kill too, and like questioning my choice, like, was that a good choice that I made to have thrown that high explosive there? And like, there was a fucking cyber disc there. Like, I wanted to try and take control over that door. Like, I felt like I had to have taken that chance. Like, there's no way I felt like I could have reasonably approached that sectoid. Like, I was already taking such huge gambles with... Huge gambles with Haka Potato poking around the corner, as I was so many times. Carlito slings the leader into the backpack, and I'm like... I don't know. I was like... Picked him up, put him down, like Carlito's fucking performing like a finisher or something. Maybe he's got like a bag of apples in his backpack. And so I have Jarek poke out to deal with the sectoid. I could have tried shooting at the sectoid earlier, but I wanted to make sure I downed that sectoid that turned out to be a leader. And I didn't know how many dudes I'd have to run across for that. And, accuracy is not the best when you're trying to shoot a laser rifle one-handed. Well, you have the stun rod in the other hand. And didn't know how many time units that sectoid that I just got down would have had. And I'm like, maybe that was the commander. No, probably not. We weren't exactly in a good position to rush that one, though, anyway. There's not that many more sectoids left on the map. I'm like, well, fuck. What do we do? I'm like, well, we could end up seeing more shit come around that corner, in which case we'd be completely hosed. Hosed. Totally hosed. Just take an entire hose to everyone. Like, do I move someone else up there and put, like, a prox grenade down to watch that section? Or do I bundle up all of the kids for rushing the command module? Just in case the commander's still in there. And I'm also reflecting on, what do I do if I go in there and the commander's not in there? Do I look around the rest of the map and hope that I didn't kill the commander already and try to stun everyone who survived? or do I leave? That's something I end up talking myself through. It's like, and it's at this moment as well that I'm starting to, I guess, after all of this gameplay time, have a definition, like a better definition of what I think of the XCOM team. And it's not for them to be Imperial Guardsmen who throw their lives at everything. We are the Death Watch. Like the rest of the world is IG at best. We are the Death Watch, the kill teams, the strike forces that, perform surgical operations. The surgical operations that can win this war. Everyone else is just like, the faceless expendables, right? And I don't mean the expendables like the Expendables fucking action movie kill team, but, just resources, commodities. The souls of humanity that we can more freely spend. But, this team in comparison, we've cleared out the procs. And of course, destroyed whatever equipment may have been there due to all the fucking explosions that have happened. Clearing our way to approach the command module. Got Cuban Pete down here, watching that corner to inevitably be shot down like Ferret the Fiend is, right? Horst here performs another god-awful, horrific fucking throw. Horst, same one who did that throw back there. I'm looking at his throwing accuracy. Horst upsets me worse than Haka Potato did. Haka Potato had the one bad throw. Horst now has 2 on this map. And I'm livid. I'm so mad. Thinking about just walking Horst right into that prox grenade. Can't fathom how useless you are. Useless. Completely, totally useless. Just flabbergasted. Past Grimith is upset at this tragedy. And how difficult you are making this mission to complete. By throwing horrific grenades that fail to properly cover our angles. Come on, man. Your morale's not even that bad. You're not shaken. What the fuck happened there? Why did the grenade only go 2 squares? Why could you not keep the dream alive? Wow, Past Grimith really ripped into this. I think I may have decided to grab the alcohol and drink at this moment. Yeah, that was inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable. Back to my point, though, about, like, the kill team, like, the surgical strike stuff. Like, yeah, like, your skills compared to the, like, in theory, the folks that we are hiring are the best of the best. The best that XCOM can acquire. The best that the rest of humanity, the various supporting nations, will spare in dealing with this humanity threat. May not be the best soldiers, period, in the world. I hope not. But, the best that the various, financially supporting nations will give to XCOM for this occasion. So, elite soldiers to deal with this alien threat. Resources of XCOM are limited, as are these soldiers' talents in theory, though with enough money you could keep hiring those soldiers. And it becomes like it is like a continuing reflection of, like, what am I going to do if I don't find anyone in the command module? Do I stay and kill the rest of these folks and risk further loss of life? Or do I go? And I'm like, well, maybe we should just check out the rest of the command module first. Horst, you're a disappointment, and if you get shot in the back, I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm pretty sure that's what I said at that moment. I was so annoyed. In that moment where I needed you to accomplish something, to watch that angle at least, Like, you completely prevented me from moving you further up to watch down, like, another of the hallways, too. Like, you denied that intersection to me. So mad. I'm like, Haka Potato, do I move you down here? Like, I wanted to use this time to take a look at the hallway, too, to see how wide it was. I noted before, rather, that, where I threw the prox grenade, it exploded earlier. And I was like, is that 1 tile wide or 2 tiles wide? I couldn't remember. God forbid I use my ability to measure that length before I get into the command module. But as I noted, I was nervous. It was a tense situation. Things set me off. I'm like, what do I do about these leaders? Do I just watch over their bodies? Prepare to kill them? Because I don't want them to wander around, because they're fucking leaders. They'll use their psionic bullshit. I don't want them to be a threat. But it is with the idea in mind that XCOM is this elite unit of, like, surgical strikers who, with their pinpoint precision, like, move the war. Like, take, for example, the mission to Cydonia that you would end up doing at the end is, like, a surgical strike designed to end a war that otherwise humanity would lose. And it's not a massive, immense battle. It's instead, like, in theory, highly trained and capable team going to, like, the leadership and destroying the leadership so that the alien threat ends. And you only get one shot at it, because after that one shot, the alien threat realizes you can do it and takes it completely seriously and says, oh, fuck no, you ain't doing that shit again. And here I'm talking about the dangers in assaulting the command module, with blaster bombs, whatever other angles can be positioned there, reflecting on prior experiences I've had in life whenever I've gone to attack alien bases. Like floaters. Floaters don't have psionics, but God help me, I feel as if I've died to more fucking blaster bombs using, like, fighting floaters than I have anything else. Like, they don't have their normal floater, like, power in, like low ceilings, but somehow they still seem to be annoying in bases. And of course, I mean, if you go into a Snake Man base that has fucking chrysalids in it, woohoo! Spring break! My goodness. What an exhausting trip this alien base ended up being for me. And just thinking, back on it, I'm like, wow. I'm willing to do another one of these? I'm like, yeah, this was pretty fun. It was intense. Definitely, for sure. But I hope that I hope the reasoning why I wanted to preserve this was demonstrated. Like, the glory, particularly of, like, Haka Potato in that tense situation there. And no one's home. Completely emptied out. Commander's likely dead. Shit. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and show off the other way to destroy an alien base. It's not just killing every alien. You can also destroy the alien command modules up there, too. Which you are told about in the mission briefing, I do believe, that you can do that. And I'm like, I'm kind of resigned at this point. I'm like, I'm tired, I'm flustered. We've lost good lives out here. Half the squad is dead. Well, we lost 6? Almost half. Still, there's not that many survivors left on the board, but I can't imagine at this point the commander is among them. And that is what, like, if destroying the alien base and coming after the commander were the two goals, what does sweeping, like, and mopping up every other individual sectoid on this map give us? Loot? No, we'd just set that on fire. It would give a score. That's true. But is that worth sacrificing the lives of some of these highly trained XCOM operatives? Granted, 2 of the rookies are still alive, so they could do that. But is it worth the time it's been investing to, like, potentially lose Carlito? Or Jarek? What do I really want to have had accomplished here? You know, it's that, well, a partial victory, maybe? Like, we got the base, we didn't get the commander, we lost several members of the team and equipment that if we retreat, I'm not necessarily getting back unless I, put it on my dudes and take it with me. Everyone's morale is in, well, okay spirits, but Carlito's is the lowest. We lost some high-ranking members in some tragic ways. Inferno got mind-controlled and killed Larian. Bobo killed Inferno and then ran away to his own death. The escape is not that far, and we are not likely to be harried on our escape. We could spend the time picking up the bodies of the fallen and their equipment, but that's just money. Even the fallen, you could say, they can burn. Like, we can airstrike this place once we go, Or maybe we'll set up, like, chains of high explosives. Or maybe, like, this base will collapse after destroying those 4 command modules out there. Whatever. At any rate, we've taken the center. And, found it not full of the commander that I wanted to have. That would give us the information that we require to get to Cydonia. The Martian solution. Of course, there is other, like, fucking research that you'd have to do as well to get the Avenger in order to even bundle up and make the trip. But, just to at least actually have that access. Figured I would drink some water while having the microphone muted there. So you could listen to the sweet, soothing nothing at all instead of my computer and me drinking. Instead, watch my mouse wiggle menacingly as I reflect on the losses and whether I'm sure I want to do this. The various tragedies we had happen on the board, the deaths, that grenade throw that was right next to the door that ultimately wouldn't have amounted to much of anything if a sectoid came out of that door. Because it would have exploded before they walked through the door, which would have been useless. But I do know one thing for sure before I leave this map. And it's that we're not coming back empty-handed. We may not have a commander, but we have 3 sectoid leaders we've taken. We've knocked them unconscious. And, although this game may not work on the principles of fucking 3 leaders, piece them together, give you enough knowledge for 1 commander, damn it, we're bringing back something. It's not going to be the bodies of our fallen brethren. It's not going to be their equipment. But it will be those sectoid leaders. But there are still concerns that sectoids might come walking around the corners and angles we're not watching because I have backs turned. And gun us down before we can leave. Or the sectoids could wake up. Boy, that would be awkward. Surprise! But the lives of those who have been lost were not lost in vain. We did not accomplish every objective here. Every goal I had in mind, everything I set out to do when I came to the space. The cherry on top of the hot fudge on top of the hot fudge sundae. We still have the sundae. We just don't have the hot fudge. Now, killing everything here could give us a better Sunday in the form of more score. But it's almost like whose line is it anyway? Where I have such a positive score that the points don't really matter. That's not primarily where I'm making my income anyway, you know? And we have positives. For sure we have positives. We had positives before we came here. And with a mission like this, we're going to have positives on our way out. I have Carlito sling that leader into his bag of apples. Not everyone is as strong as Carlito, though. And we have some time to kill anyway. Before the base destroyer catches back up with the party. Also, yeah, hey, remember what I said about someone waking up? Surprise! I actually forgot that happened. That's funny. A moment of discovery for me, too. So, in watching this, I have caught, like, some mistakes that I made, just due to the tensity of the situation, you know, the feeling that I was really playing for keeps, and it ended up causing, like, some mistakes being made, and also just my lack of practice with with Alien Bases. This was the first one of the entire series that I did. And it has been a while since I ran one. A long time. As has been covered on several occasions, I'm not that into this game. Apocalypse is my favorite of the series. UFO Defense, just doesn't really appeal to me. Even with OpenXcom, it doesn't resonate with me. It didn't much resonate with me 20 years ago. That's a dialogue I don't know how many of you have seen. Control center destroyed, make your way to the entrance, and abort. That's the game's way of telling you that, alright, you destroy the alien base, and the game thinks that's the primary objective. If you would love all the delicious score from, like, scrapping the base and killing the aliens and bringing back all that sweet, delicious equipment that you could normally sell, or maybe research, by all means. Like, stay and clear out everything. But you don't have to in order to destroy the base. The two rooks are still alive. Cuban Pete and Ghastly Rhetoric. But it's a shame that, well, it's a shame that more couldn't come back with us, you know. Big, swole Jarek I'm gonna have carry this sectoid leader. So strong. Carlito, of course, carrying this. He's at 74 out of 58. He's not that fucking encumbered. And he has so many time units anyway, it doesn't even fucking matter. He's amazing. Carlito was able to do what Jeff Porkins could not and come on this mission, where, you know, his legendary status could help carry us. The biggest, like, showman, I would reckon, of this mission, though, ends up not being Carlito or Haka Potato, or Troll, who destroyed the command center. It's Haka Potato, who on several occasions walked into that corridor full of cyber discs and sectoids and got shot at and managed to clear all that shit out. Didn't get shot, though. Cuban Pete, of course, also got shot in the back at the really awful, like, shot after, like, WBK got murdered, and managed to clean that up. Cuban Pete did not take a fatal wound from that shot to the back. Managed to still hang with us. Pretty nice. Not everyone was as fortunate. Will, of course, getting shot by the cyber disc. Larian taking a fatal wound and then getting mopped up by Inferno. Inferno getting mind-controlled and having done that, aggravating me to the extent where I have Bobo kill him, and then Bobo's dreams getting controlled and shaped, and then Bobo running off to die. ZYX78 boy, taking the hit from us, from that sectoid down the hallway. Which, by the way, was still not fully guard or protected because Horst threw an awful prox grenade. One of two awful throws he made. at this base assault. Just want to bring that up again, Horst, you stupid son of a bitch. I mean, hi. You're taking this flare with you. That way we can have that. Because everything that's in, like, that green zone is eligible to come back with us to base. And I could have spent time picking up, like, all the other stuff, you know? Like this body. The body of failure. Pretty sure that's Inferno down there. Then I'm like, wow, Ghastly Ritter can't carry much of anything. You know what? Fuck it. All of that equipment is tainted. Well. Well. I guess. Fine, Inferno. I'm taking you with us. You know what? 2 high explosives for the road. Shit's pricey. We'll take another one. Fuck the laser rifle, though. High explosives, baby. And we'll just call down an airstrike on this place after we leave. Still annoyed about that WPK's death. Turn 20 now. Not the most intense. Really, this video in itself peters out in intensity once, you know, I sweep the command module and I realize the commander's not in there and write him off as being dead. I think the most likely culprit is him having been blown up by high explosives, but could have also ended up, I mean, maybe he was the asshole who was off in the far corner there, you know? And for whatever reason the commander got stuck over there. I doubt it. I do take pauses in part to reflect on whether I do actually want to go, though. Like, maybe, you know, I will stay and clear this up. I mean, it's going to be my last mission of the series anyway, you know? Why not go out with a bang? Bangs are overrated. Ghastly Rhetoric, up you go. I'm not going to take the time to sweep all these other bodies, but we are going to bring Infernos back with us and hold them up as an example of failure. Or maybe we'll, you know, we'll edit that in post, right? Oh, Inferno was a great and terrible, well, great and wonderful person. Yes, he served all of humanity well. Let's go. 566 is the final score. We killed 12 aliens, and we brought 3 leaders back with us. That's an excellent rating. That's one of our strongest missions. That may have been our second strongest mission, period. The alien base is destroyed. The sectoids are removed from the Arctic as a threat. For the time. But we did not secure the commander that I wanted from there. So it's a partial victory. A very strong and powerful partial victory. But it came at a cost. For sure. 7 are dead. Not 6. That's half the squad. Ferret had the most kills at 10. But some of those names have been with us for a while. That takes care of the alien base. And boy, oh boy, let me check. That's the commander right there. That's a confirmation. Sectoid commander, high explosive. Hacker Potato. Killed him. Along with the navigator as well. Yep. That commander was the one who came out of that door. Who was next to the cyber disk, whom I considered stunning. By the way, stunned that cyber disk terrorist. Nice. I considered stunning him, but just fucking... it didn't seem practical to me, and I thought I would gamble on it being something else other than the commander. I don't regret the choice I made there. There are other mistakes I made, though, for sure. Other mistakes, indeed. it's at that moment in time where I break into like reflection over the series, talk a bit about things and how I felt about the mission, you know. And one thing that I do is I reflect on how I was going to make the save available to everyone if they wanted to continue the Human Purity Project or whatever they wanted to do. And I was also going to make the list of names open to everyone as well. And I took the time to read off all of the names, which I will do so again right now. We have Shadow Namestow, who's next. These are the names that were coming after Ghastly Rhetoric in the roster of names of soldiers who'd be named next. So Shadow, Troubleshooter, Gogre, hey Gogre, roleplay with Gogre, Kobold, Darcy Williams, Trusty Tony, Vulcan, Eric Shadowblade, Magpie, Arik, A-R-E-K. We have Radic Alaron, Hoggish Greedley, Vibius Victor, Canned, Magnus the Red, Razagal Slade, Hazy, Luck of Duck, Andraste, Kiros, who has become a fan art wizard for the site, well, not the site, but for Let's Get On With It, compiling some GIFs. We have, by the way, 36 soldiers lost out of 48 recruited. With 7 of them having died during that alien base assault. I'll pause and reading the soldier names. Reflect on Inferno's failure. Bobo's been on 25 missions there compared to Inferno's 24. Looking down the list of folks and seeing who really has been with us and the one who's been here longest. By the way, Cuban Pete, 2-day wound recovery time for that shot to the back. Nice. Got a kill on that mission. Made squatty. Good work. Good work. Ghastly Rhetoric, got a kill as well. Also made squatty. Troll, who's left? Horst. Haka Potato. Jarek Viermal, been on 18 missions. Carlito, 23 missions. Eggball, who's recovering. Thorak. And Jeff Porkins. So we lost folks who've been with us in the most missions longer than anyone else when both Inferno and Bobo died. And I was like, who among us was the first? Well, Jarek was certainly around on the first UFO. Carlito first came with us on the third one. Thorak was with us on the second one. Jarek and Thorak are 2 characters that I named that were not suggested from the list. Jeff, though, and Carlito both came from the list of suggestions. So yeah, we do still have some tenured folks who've been with XCOM since the beginning and are still out there kicking ass. But some of the folks that we used more than anyone else are certainly dead. In tragic fashions, Inferno and Bobo were the only 2 soldiers who were mind-controlled on this mission. The only 2. Both sergeants. Everyone else resisted the psionic influences. Score, by the way, looking pretty strong. It's definitely a positive rating for XCOM. Even with the slow drip of score that came away from doing the XCOM base. I mean, hell, we could completely tank the Terror mission, and we'd still be fine. That's the way the world is and how the world looks. Back to the names, though. J. Stank, Alexander Schmidt, Stakhanov, Timmy, Applejack, Dr. Booms, Sir Sparhawk, Zap Brannigan, Zombie Ninja, Lance Talbot, Mark V or Mark V, Bugle McDougal, Blue, Amarok, Pain Train, Spitfire, Varalian or Varalian, Dan Peters, Jaron Princess Gallic, John Yossarian, Barry, Angel, Europe, Malikan, the Hayuko, Carondriel, Sol, Goodmus, Old Dragon, Nailed, Noam Chomsky, Chillwolf, Libby Snow, Kisk, Dre2D2, Breakfast Item, J, Winchy McBakedTits, Alzeu, ALXEU, Dla Arf Hursur, DLAARF HCIR, Badlerman Dragon Slayer, Bart, Agent Wiggles, Bad Carolina, Ludwig, Davo TC, Persh Thompson, Potman, Balesier, Lord Shrek, Pennywag, Keptel, Kane ES 108, Mr. Lizard, K Wolf, Bacon Lord, Zelos, Bad, Davy, Barthers, Catnick, Florida, FL rather, Raskus, Getaway, Green Dragon, Gibbons, Kilroy, Duck Whoop, John Broman, Agent Blood, Spawny, RP Ground, Ryan Finder, Mambaru, Guns Blazing, Azarok, Ian and Vic, Portia Lane Cow, Lord Monbodo, Mass Shot 054, Alika Versailles, Matthew Crazer, Fire US, Wellborn, Error, Dark Mirren, Stephen Franklin, Perpetual Laser Pistol Enthusiast, Vice Commando, B Cub, Adrastus Dark, Wimbley, Kilrain, Player 7, Drew, Chef Butts, Cod Raven, Leroy Jenkins, Tayama, Agonifier, 24, Carter Wilds, John DQ Chance, Allen, Royal Derp, Liam O'Connor, Gherkin Sadavis, Sean Watson, Theo Dreadstan, Sentinel, JC Denton, Trinares, Trussick, Big Guy, Tig, T-I-G-H, Quinn, Grunge. Oh, fuck, I forgot how to pronounce this. I was told this in the comments. By the way, just reflecting, that mission that we just did was not our best, but it did come close to being our best mission rating. Friendly, still the deadliest alien. Average accuracy, 25%. Captured 19 aliens. Killed 183. Compared to 36 losses. 8 night missions. 316 sick days. Oof. Of course, we failed a terror mission. A tragedy, to be sure. And discovered 1 alien base. Okay, so Kjotleak, that's Kjotleik. I apologize. I am sorry. I should know better. We have Catras or Catras, Shadco, Charles Chucklefuck, Scent, Brother Marine Aurelius, Sugar Cuddles, Skeleton's Bra, which was a joke from Daggerfall at the time, Hex, Scruffy the Janitor, Theron, Iodine, Simon Murphy, Sharpie, Human McMahon, Father Patrick, Swift Assassin, Wraith Lord, Rico, and Zyvan. All in all, with the names that were included and the names that were not, that was 185 requests that I put on this notepad. That's not factoring in the base suggestions as well as the spaceship suggestions I got as well. Quite a few names to mow through. As noted, I will put a copy of my final save file into the video description along with that list of soldier names, if by chance anyone is curious or interested. This, as far as I'm concerned, is the canonical ending. A partial victory. It's how things go for me in my head. XCOM had a rough, rocky April, but they're not out for the count. They're tenacious. You know, they got some score there. They're feeling capable. A significant chunk of the team is wounded, but they can accomplish. They can achieve. But I will play a bonus base assault mission. I will. It can be a what-if hypothetical, when I will not consider canonical. Whether it ends up being better than this with me actually getting a commander, or worse, everyone falling apart. Maybe in that hypothetical reality, Haka Potato will not be a hero, and Inferno will not murder Larian, causing Bobo to murder Inferno. We'll see. Maybe there won't be a window that pisses me off, and WBK won't die an annoying death. That takes care of the show, though. Hope you folks lived and learned and loved along with me. I'm gonna give my throat a break now, though. It's feeling some strain. Enjoyed it. And talk to you later, perhaps in another Let's Go with Adventure. Hopefully, this video's audio doesn't fall apart too. Bye now.